Hello, everybody. I hope you're having an amazing day. This is Ceci. This is a VR to Coyote Tarot. And this is, let me reintroduce myself. I hope the microphone is working. Um, I don't remember if I have ever introduced myself. So let's do this. This is fun. And so the basics. Where are you from? I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina. And I live here. I live in Buenos Aires, Argentina. How did you come up with your YouTube name? So basically, it's Ceci XS Tarot, my YouTube name, and Ceci is my name. And XS is because it's extra small, the channel, but also because it's like a short of my last name, maybe. What else? Oh, yeah, I lost it. How long have you been reading tarot? So I have started, like, I have allowed myself to really start studying it and reading it on the pandemic, on 2020, basically. I think a lot of people did too. How did you get into reading Tarot Oracle? So, one of the things is that I'm 43 years old. I grew up on the 90s, like I was a teenager on the 90s when Buffy came out, the Vampire Slayer, and also The Craft, and also Charmed. I was amazed by it. So I wanted to be like a witch. I wanted to like do magic, good one. So I wanted to do like all of those things, like being Willow and having all those powers. And I don't know, but I don't have any power, but I like that, but I didn't allow myself to like just really buy any deck because I was I grew up in a super Catholic family and all of that and all of the taboo and the devil is in the cards and all of that, and I really didn't have any money to buy anything either. um, so Argentina is complicated, and yeah, I had to work. Had to start working when I was in high school, like when I was 13, to be able to buy the books and everything that I needed for high school and to help my parents too. So I couldn't really, really, really spend any money on this. And then life goes on, and you work just to survive. And it's like it's like sometimes it happens that you forget about what you really like because you are in survival mode, and then a pandemic came and said, hey, did you have any plans? Because I have another plans for everybody. Um, so basically I didn't have much money either when 2020 started. I was working in a company, and they asked me to start working remotely. And then I said, what if I can work remotely for a place in Argentina and I know English, I can work remotely doing the same thing for a company in another country, right? So I downloaded, I'm going to be honest, I downloaded the Osho Zen Tarot because it was the one that called me at that time. And I asked for something, I did a reading, and it gave me like the tools, like the first push to modify the way that I was working and living, and to really take that big leap and um, doing this of working for other countries. And since that, my life has changed. No, well, yeah, it has changed a lot because I work a lot of hours. It's not like I don't work. I work a lot, but being paid better than I was paid here in Argentina. So now I'm able to give myself all of this, all of what I want, and um, it gave me like the first push, and I said, well, tarot is something that I have always liked. In Argentina, the lockdown was like forever. It was like 2 years or something. I swear to you, it was like forever. Really, it was super, super. Um, and then um, I lost my line of thoughts. I started like buying decks, not only downloading it. I started buying decks, and I saw that I had a connection that I really liked using them. I really like learning about them. I bought a lot of books to learn. Um, I didn't do any course, how do you say, any lessons on any institute or anything. I don't like studying that way. I like studying by myself, on my own time. When I have a free time, I study the way that I want to, and the way that I can connect with things, because sometimes I open like several books at the same time. One of the books that I love the most is Holistic Tarot by Benebel One. Is like my Bible. It's amazing, and it it is one of the things that gives me so much to learn about. Is each time that you read it, you get like more information, and I'm going like out out of track, really. Um, so basically, that's how long have you been reading tarot, and how did I get into tarot oracle. And yeah, I like the energy of the cards. I like the art and everything. So but I think that's in another question. Let's go ahead, because I will be forever in this in this question. I talk a lot. So do you read for others? No, 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 no. It's This is something that I do for myself, for my personal growth. And each time that I try to read for somebody else, it's like they want to do divination, or like if their ex is going to come back or something, and like I don't care about those kind of things. I want to do like personal growth. I want to do things that will help me to modify attitudes of myself, to see where I can improve, and different things. And if I will ever read to somebody, I want it to be that way. I want it to be something that it will make the person grow. It will make the person understand certain things about their behavior. Where does it need to be changed? You know what I'm getting, right? I don't want to read like um for divination purposes, like only. I like to read to really I don't know if it's heal, but you know where I'm trying to go. I'm not finding the right words, but you know what I'm trying to say. So basically, I don't read for others. I sometimes for one of my sisters, or my mom, or like somebody super close. But it's like I don't feel good afterwards. I get sick. I don't know. I have to learn to protect myself better. A few persons have told me how to. I'm trying. I even think that I have to protect myself before reading for myself, when I'm not in a good place, like when I have like a huge migraine, or um when I have a lot of issues. um because it's like I otherwise I'm surrounded by the same negative energy, right? So I really need to learn to protect myself before reading for myself and for others, when it's like tough, when it's like something complicated to read about, because I have been sick afterwards. I have been I don't like feeling like that. I mean, like super sick after reading for others. So I'm not reading for anybody anytime soon. I have to learn a lot of things. I don't feel prepared. So no, not yet. Dex. This is like the second part of the, introduction. Do you use Oracle with Tarot? Yes, I mix everything. I like, um, if I feel called by a tarot, by an oracle, sometimes I use two tarots because I need to know more about some of the energy or something. So yeah, how many decks do you have? I have a list that I'm sharing on my bio on YouTube, and I think I'm almost on 300. Yeah, I'm loving myself a lot lately. I'm allowing myself to buy a lot of beautiful decks. Where do you store your decks? In my library. I need to have them organized. What do you look for in a deck? What I look for is art. I love art. What I also look for is, um, that it makes me feel something, that it triggers something. It could be anything. It could be that it makes me happy. It could be that it triggers a shadow, that it triggers something that I wasn't seeing. That, so it can be anything. So I have an eclectic collection. I think, yeah, is the next question. How would you describe your deck collection? It's super eclectic because I have super dark decks and I have super happy decks. I have a mix in the middle. I have everything because I'm like different Cecilias all the time. Like it depends on the day. It depends if I slept. So yeah, that's do you have a go-to tarot and oracle deck? Yes. Let me, if you have seen any of my videos, you know which ones they are, but and sometimes they rotate, but it depends on the kind of question that I have in that moment. But if I need like a quick answer, I will go for this one, Real Talk Tarot. Uh, After 40s, you cannot do this kind of movements. And Oracle, this one. I love it. I love it. I love it. What else? But now it's like when I'm in, like working and I'm in meetings and I need to understand like what's like behind the energy, like the energy of the meeting or something. I have like a few pocket decks in my desk, and one of the ones that I'm using right now because it has arrived just recently is this one, by Jimmy Sawyer, the Out of Hands Tarot. I think you can still get it. It's an indie deck. I think you can still get it. Um, do you rehome decks? If so, what determines if it leaves your collection? Basically, I do rehome decks. I have rehome a few, and there are a few that are on like purgatory or whatever you want to call it. Um, Sometimes that the deck doesn't feel right with me. What I do the unboxing and I film the unboxing and I have like the initial feeling, like the first impressions, and that's one of the things that determines how I feel with the deck. Then in private, I do an interview to the deck, and it will give me like that feedback, like that interaction with the deck and with me. Um, and in that case, I I try and I see what's the feeling like. And I have home a few that I needed them not to be here, even though um, for example, one of the ones that I have home is for Haxa. I bought that deck like in September of 1 year of 2023, and I received it in like around March 2024 because everything takes forever to arrive here to Argentina. So I have all of this, all of these decks, and each one of them was a different suffering, a different anxiety, because everything takes forever to get here. It's not like 2 days. It's sometimes it's months. This one, for instance, I bought the the Kickstarter like last year. I don't remember the date that the Kickstarter launched, but I bought it immediately because I was following the creator, and I am still following because I like all of what she does. Um, and I know she shipped it around December, and it arrived here in January 2025. I declare it on my country's custom on January 2025, and I was able to get an appointment to release it from customs, to go to customs and release it on May 26, 2025. That's that's how it goes. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's only 1 or 2 months, depends on the seller, depends on the shipping, and depends on a lot of things, but it usually takes forever. And what I'm saying this is because I think a lot before rehoming a deck, because it took forever to get here. But for instance, with for Haxa, with Sephiroth, uh, the Spheres of Heaven. That's the other one that I rehomed. Like I needed to rehome them almost immediately because they didn't feel right in my collection. They didn't feel right with me. We didn't get along, and it's not like I tried, but it wasn't. I wasn't. And so those two needed to go right away. Then I have a list of decks that are um, share that I will like trade for other decks or to sell, whatever happens. But it's not like I need them to go right now. But I don't know what happened with those. Uh, okay, so next step is your practice. What does your tarot practice look like? Daily, locations, tools you use. When do you turn to the cards for answers? It's a lot. Okay, so I have like explained this a little bit on this video, but I like to go for tarot. I like to turn. Is turn? No, what does? When do you turn? Yeah, like when I need to understand something, it's like it differs. It's not like I don't ask daily what's the day is gonna be like. I don't have that constancy is the word. I don't know what's the word that I'm looking for. I'm not that constant. Um I do have my pocket decks next to me on just in case that I in a meeting I need to understand like the context or the energy or something. I do have that. But then to use it on like my personal practice, I have like a set of questions because first I need to do the interview to each of the decks that I buy. That's like my first step. Then the second step will be okay, I have a list of questions that I also do to every deck. Like, what do they feel about my soul purpose? Or different things like, or different questions that I have found on Rachel's Pollack. What's it called? A walk through the forest of souls. there are a lot of amazing questions there. Sometimes when I feel like it, I like pick one of those questions and I ask like I ask that, or if I have like an issue to troubleshoot, like something to work around. I usually ask about work situations, because even though I'm in a better place working than I was in the past, I also want to get better. I also want to fix things. I want to be better at my job, and to see if I can get better opportunities. Um, yeah, you start for that. And sometimes to, yeah, to see if I have like a project, like a personal project not related to work, I ask like which steps should I do. And sometimes I ask the same thing to several decks, like, and to have like a comparison of what they're saying, to see if there's a common denominator and work on that. Sometimes I do have like a card that chases me through different um, uh, readings, and then I have to do like another kind of reading that is to work around the energy of that card and to understand why is that card haunting me, right? So it's like it's eclectic. It's yeah. Uh, uh, uh. Well, it's not daily. It's in my home. Tools I use. It's tarot oracle. Sometimes I could like pull a rune. Let me grab some water. What else? What does a typical tarot reading look like with for you? With slash for you. Maybe this is if I read for somebody else, right? But um, I like to try and meditate first, to try and protect myself first, to be like in a good place before doing a reading, so that I don't put that energy into the cards. I think I said this on this video before, but that's how I start. I light a candle and some incense stick or something, um that will help me, like, yeah, release, and that I might put a mantra, a song. One of the ones that I really love is so hum is one that I really love. And there's also a few mantras that I have learned, that I have found thanks to the mantra oracle. It has like different mantras and that you can find on YouTube. And one that I like that I like a lot, and I like to use before, like if I need to do like a deep reading, is I release control. That song is amazing for me, and it really works, just to not to control the outcome of the reading, just to like release control and understand what the cards are trying to say to me. Sometimes I feel drawn to use a specific deck or a specific pair of decks. Sometimes I feel like I need to ask as questions for to my ancestors, if it is something that I have to fix, something familiar, something of my family that I need to understand and fix. I will use like the Dream Keeper's Tarot and the Beloved Dead. I will use those decks. But I think I went overboard, right? Well, a typical reading, I don't have a typical reading. Like I started that way, and I see where it goes. Sometimes it could be super fast, depending on the deck that I use, depending on the questions that I have. Or sometimes it could take 1 or 2 hours with myself talking and reading the cards and trying to see what they are saying, trying to understand how they are interacting, because it's not the same, the order that the cards go. It changes like the whole meaning and everything. So, and yeah, it change. It's not the same every time that I read. It could sometimes be 5 minutes, and sometimes it's 2 hours, and sometimes I start it, I leave it there, and I like go to fresh to clear my mind, and then I come back. And sometimes I like see in different books, because sometimes the guidebook that the deck that comes with is amazing and it helps a lot, but sometimes other guidebooks will help you more. So I know that there are decks that have amazing guidebooks. So I will like try to use different things, and depending on the question, depending, yeah, it is not the same every day. I'm okay. um Next stage is YouTube TarotTube. What kind of content is your favorite to post and watch? Well, basically, I like to gossip about decks. I like to get to know more new decks, or also to discover older decks. In a lot of cases, I feel more drawn, more like um not more drawn, yeah, or more connected to like older decks than to super new um like drawings, or yeah, it depends on the deck. But I like to gossip on decks. I like to discover decks. um and I like to post about the decks that I receive because I purchased. Nobody gives me any deck. um uh, I like to post VRs too. I like to watch VRs. I like to see how the community um, talks to each other. And how did you get into creating a YouTube channel? Well, that's the thing. My real life friends don't like they don't like tarot. They couldn't care less about tarot. So I wanted to talk to somebody. Like I wanted to like interact with other people that will like to see drawings in card, and to understand how it makes me feel. It's like I like interacting with other people that has the same ta- taste, and that enjoys also watching um, paper drawn. I don't know how to say it, because or they are photographed depending on the deck, or they are like just drawings in a card. But I enjoy it. It's art, and it's like I enjoy that, and mm, I created it to be able to connect with other people that likes the same thing, and that. Knowing what you know now about YouTube TarotTube, is there anything you would do differently? Um, not sure. Uh, no, I'm not sure. Sometimes I do the videos in English, depending on the VR. Sometimes I do it in Spanish only. Sometimes I do it bilingual. In the same video, I do it in the same in two languages at the same time. Um, but I don't know if I will do anything different. I'm not uh, on this to sell anything right now, or to like um, make money out of tarot to YouTube. I'm just in it right now to I'm saying right now because I don't know in a few years, and I don't know when are you going to watch this video. Maybe in the in a few years I do readings for others, and maybe in a few years I do money out of it. I'm not sure. I didn't join YouTube or TarotTube for money. I did for connection with other people that likes the same thing. and like to know about decks. Um, that's all. I don't like to know about anything else right now. I don't. I'm trying to avoid reality, basically. So I'm doing this to avoid reality. Um, yeah, I don't think I will do anything different. That will be the real direct question, but it's hard for me to say just the straight answer. I circle around things, and that's it. And that's it. Thank you for creating this tag. I hope you like my answer. If you feel like it, subscribe, like, and all of that, so that my channel and this video gets to more people. I hope that this microphone is working and it's still recording, because sometimes it goes away and I'm talking to myself and nobody can listen to me. But yeah, and I had to do it in Spanish because I want to do it in Spanish too and tag some Spanish channels. So thank you for creating this tag, and thank you for watching, and yeah, thank you. See you soon. Bye bye.